Let's get into the put scanners. I've got two of them up for you. One is the dividend payers. So if we look at the top here, these are dividend paying companies only, plus 15% and above annualized return that went into this spreadsheet. So I thought we'd look through this to see if anything looked interesting. Now, this could have changed because I created this probably an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours ago. Not interested in Wells Fargo. Caterpillar, I would be interested in taking a look at. Maybe even Apple, Microsoft. You gonna look at all of them? Nah, probably not all of them. Probably not all of them. Oxy. I don't know. I got a lot of oil and energy exposure right now, so maybe not on that. EF Corp, I have, I don't know, I think 400 shares, maybe 500. So I'm good there. Verizon, I might look to make a move on Verizon. In fact, let's take a look because I've got I think 1,000 shares of Verizon. How many do you have, Bart? You don't even know? You need to know these things. Oh, I have 1,421 shares. Verizon currently trading at 38.73. Our only position is a call position, and it is on 14 contracts that expire Friday at $40 bills. So we can close that soon if like, or just let it ride and close out at 100% profit. But in the meantime, because of earnings, when is their earnings? Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow. Let's find some earnings on the Verizon. I was actually looking at IBM as well because IBM has earnings today. Nope, that's not today. This is today. April 19th at 3 p.m. Central Standard, 4 p.m. Eastern. IBM might look at, because they don't normally have any volatility, very low, but of course it's up because of earnings. But let's peek at Verizon. I think they're tomorrow. Verizon, let's see here. We have April 25th. Okay, so that's not until next week. Why was I thinking it was this week? Is AT&T this week? So Verizon is next week. If we traded through that volatility, what kind of action would it be? Let's look at A to the T and the T to see what they're saying here. So AT&T, okay, so that AT&T is today, and it should have happened already. It's not showing up here on the Yahoo Finance. So we'll take a look at both of those, Verizon and AT&T. They should be both on my. So we have AT&T is down 20 cents to 1961, and I know that my calls are at 1950. So if I don't roll out the barrel, if I don't roll those out, then they're going to be called away. And then where is Verizon? Why don't I have those next to AT&T? Is that even my list? No. What is even wrong with you? That is not your list. That is recently viewed. Here's your list. How dare you? And you still recently viewed. I need to scrap this video and throw it in the trash heap. But I don't like to do that, do I? I just put them out there unedited. So we have Verizon down 25 cents today. Do they have any reports on here? Open link in new tab. Let's see if there's any news regarding their earnings. Why is there no news on their earnings? This says earnings date is April 20th. That's tomorrow. This is from the same source, right? Yahoo Finance. This is showing April 19th. You guys, how dare you trick me? So AT&T tomorrow. So it's down today. What are they going to report tomorrow? What does Zacks say? What is Zach Morris, Screech, and Slater over at Zax.com have to say about the earnings on the A and the T and the T. They sometimes, more than a lot, do a really good job guesstimating. So they're saying that they're going to have an earnings miss. They believe it's going to come in at 57 cents a share, and the current estimate is 58 cents a share. So is it possible they will take a loss? They will miss on top and bottom. If that's the case, then you know AT&T is going to go down some more. But how far? It doesn't move much, right? Let's get back into it. Let's go to AT&T first to just see what the action is on the trades. Sell, put, if it was just 2 days out, okay, so that'd be crazy talk, right? Oh yeah, that's pretty high premium for, like, even on this 5 cents, that seems like nothing, right? On 18, but what is that annualized? 5 cents on 18 divided by the 2 days, divided by 2, multiplied by 365, that's 50% annualized on what would be a conservative play. 18 is that has less than a 10 delta, 0.09 delta. But here's where we're at. It's this implied volatility that is creating this opportunity. Now, it's obviously, if I make a trade on it right now, it's a gamble. It is indeed a gamble to do so. But I would take $18,000 more worth of AT&T. Are you sure you've got enough? I don't have enough. I mean, when you think of cellular phone services and you think of AT&T, which is even a broader company owning DirecTV, etc., on the cellular side of things, cellular phones, in my opinion, are turning into utility companies. Like, you have to have electricity. Well, you have to have your internet and you have to have your cell phone, right? So if we click through here, and I know it's crazy to like even consider, if we put 5 contracts on it, we got 5 on it, $25. Why would you even risk it for the biscuit for $5? But it would also lower our cost basis if we were indeed assigned those shares. Now, even with an earnings miss, I don't think they're going to go down from 1963 all the way down to 18, but it could easily happen. Because one of the things I've noticed for sure is that on companies that are missing, they seem to be, they're being flogged a little harder than it would normally be. And then the companies that hit and have good guidance, like we saw with JP Morgan, I think they went up higher than they probably should have. But what do I know? I'm just here in my Fortress of Solitude studios in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana, checking on trades, checking on a chili dog outside the Tasty Freeze. If you know that reference, yep, you're pretty cool. So 9,000 in collateral. We could add 500 shares at $18. I'd be fine with it. Cash secured put all filled. Let's do that math one more time just for fun and amusement. So we got 25 actual dollars. We coughed up $9,000 in the collateral, and then we're going to divide it by the 2 days that this trade is expiring in, right? And then we're going to multiply it by our Fantasyland math of that annualized number, 365, 50% return on capital if this thing expires at 100% profit, which is my anticipation. And I know you'll laugh right in directly into my face if I am wrong, but that's just the way that we do this. Wait a minute. How'd you even end up on AT&T? They weren't even on that, were they? I bet they're on here somewhere. Well, Verizon is on there. Verizon. And if we keep looking, what else is interesting? IBM was interesting to me, so I'll look at that probably off camera and then come back and see what's up. PBR, just the name alone is something I should be involved in, but because it's in South America, I don't think so, man. The China stocks and some of these other companies and countries, I'm a little leery of. PBR, what is that called? It's an oil company, oil and gas. It's with, is it Petrolia Brasileiro Petrobras? You pronounced every one of those wrong, but wait, isn't that a sponsor of the Mercedes F1 team? Mercedes. And they just reinstated or elected a former president to be president again. And last time, as far as I know, he was convicted of filling him and his buddies' pockets with the dough from this company because I think like half of it is owned by the country of Brazil. They got a cash dividend of $1.11 on April 28th. Are you kidding me? What's it been doing this year? Bang, zoom. So when did they announce that? So that's why this thing has gone like sky rockets in the night, afternoon delight, which will also mean on April 28th, we'll see it go down by likely $1.11, which is a big number when you're only dealing with an $11.84 stock. So if I would have been thinking clearly, I could have made a play down here. Has a lot of volatility. You could look to. Are you talking to yourself again? I am. I am talking to myself. Let's just look at the PBR, see what the guys over at Seeking Alpha have to say about this company. It's all on a hold. Growth is an F, valuation an A plus. Petrobras, is that how you say it? Petrobras. Petrobras plans 8.1% cut to Brazil natural gas price. Ooh, why would they do that? This guy down here, he's like, beware, buyer beware, strong sell. So they announced that dividend. Let's look at the dividend history. Don't know much about. Wait a minute. Why is it saying that it doesn't pay a dividend? They just said they're going to pay one. Dividend history. Dividend history. And there it is, but that's not what Yahoo told us. So I wonder if they're going to bring back their annual and then throw it on top of this special dividend. I don't know. Either way, you're wasting my time, Bart, because you're not going to trade it, are you? Oh, tempting, but no, I probably won't. There they are again. Taiwan Semiconductor. And I don't know. I would if China wasn't like knocking on, bullying on their door. Ford, we might look at. Schwab, I don't know. Target, yes, I'll look at Target. Look at the Target. I'll definitely look at IBM and so on and so forth. This video is getting long in the tooth because I'm just talking. Yeah, I'm just talking. There we are. There's that AT&T. What were they suggesting? They were suggesting an 1850. Okay, and we went with the short turnaround. Well, they have it on here also. Oh, okay. So they're saying that's at an 1850. So if an 1850 strike, we went with the $18 expiration same time 2 days from now, Friday. They're saying if we roll it down here and look at that return, see how that IV and that return are pretty much matched. That's interesting. Higher the IV, the higher the return typically because of the higher the risk. So that would be around an 80% annualized return. We went the more cowardly route at the $18 bills for a 50% annualized return. Then you start getting into some like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs stocks through here that I probably wouldn't be interested in. I think they're all financials. More on the regional side of things where you're getting into these big time implied volatility and return numbers. So we got some things to look at there. Also, I will attach this spreadsheet, which I planned on talking about, but I've just been babbling on and on. This is just your standard spreadsheet for today. So whether they pay dividends or not, the return, we upped the annual return on this to 20+%. And on the dividend scanner, we went with the 15+%. So we got the 20+% here, and you can see we also did 1 billion in market cap minimum. So you see the annualized return, and I've gone from the most conservative as far as the order of things here. You see the deltas are on here, delta, what's your function, and the implied volatility. And then this is the potential return on the particular trade itself in the short time. I like to annualize things because when I go to bed at night, I just like, I have visions of sugar plums and annualized returns in my head, and that tucks me in nicely into bed, and I'm next thing you know, I'm asleep. Then I wake up thinking about, well, did I make that trade on target or not? So we got some things to look at here, but we'll look more into it in the next video. Both of these spreadsheets will be attached in the description below. And if you could just do me a huge favor, if you want to look at those spreadsheets, if you want to continue to see these types of spreadsheets, let me know in the description. Like the video, make sure you're a subscriber, and then comment below like, hey, these spreadsheets are wonderful. Thank you, Bart. They're like the greatest thing since Wonder Bread. Nobody eats Wonder Bread anymore, Bart. I bet some people do. I know I don't. So we'll end it here. Make sure to comment below that you'd like to see more and more spreadsheets that I will create for you. I use a service called barchart.com, which is a great service, great website. But between you and I did pay for the premium service, and I will hand these spreadsheets over to you just for being my new best friend in stocks, options, and dividends. So if there's any particular scans, more specific, or items regarding options or dividends or anything else, implied volatility that you'd like to see that I'm not scanning for yet because I'm going to be building an inventory of scans, then let me know. But make sure to comment, and I'll see you in the next video.